Today's lesson, Why Most Motivation Programs Fail, is brought to you from Chicago. I was reading a book not too long ago by a gentleman who lived in Chicago back in the 1930s when he wrote the book, and he was telling about the opportunities that were going to be in Chicago because the population was going to exceed 130,000. Think of it, 130,000 people. Today there's over 8 million, and if you've ever been there during rush hour, you know they all go to work at the same time and they all come home at the same time. Chicago is the home of the Chicago dog, which was created and invented by Vienna beef. 80% of all the hot dog vendors in Chicago feature Vienna beef. They are a great company, and that is a great meal if you've never had one. I did a sales training seminar at the Lincoln Park Zoo, and I thought that was kind of a unique place to do a sales training seminar because the whole atmosphere was a jungle atmosphere. It had animals on the wall and jungle sounds, and it was really a lot of fun. And it was actually done for my friends at Vienna Beef. They hired me to come up there and do it. Kind of a one of a kind place to do a seminar. There are over 20 billion hot dogs eaten every year in the country. 20 billion. Just think of that. Now, if that works out to about 70 hot dogs per person per year. So if you're not eating your 70 hot dogs every year, you need to pick it up a little bit because you want to keep up the tradition. How much can you make selling hot dogs? I used to live in Orlando, and I had a friend that lived down in Miami, and I saw him on the corner where he was selling hot dogs back in Orlando, and I stopped. I asked him. I was shocked to see him there. I said, "What happened to your job in Miami? He's selling yachts." He said, "Well," he said, "the pressure and the job just didn't. He just didn't have a passion for it." So he said, "I moved back home here to Orlando, and I bought a hot dog setup for less than the price of a used car." And he said, "I make more money selling hot dogs on this corner, working 5 days a week, 2 or 3 hours a day, than I did selling yachts down in Miami." And I said, well, how much do you make? And he said, "Well, I make about $100,000 a year." Isn't that amazing? Some of the surprising things that you find out in this business. Now, today's lesson, as I mentioned, is about motivation and motivational speakers. And if you have to continuously seek out motivation books and motivation recordings and motivation programs, speakers, you may be in the wrong business. Because if you're truly passionate about what you do, you don't need a lot of motivation. So I'd say take your motivational tapes and recordings and books and just put them in the closet and focus on what you really love to do. And this business is really a lot. There's a lot to love about it. And once you really get involved in it and tear down that brick wall that we talked about, it is a fantastic business, kind of a self-motivating business. And the reason I say that is because there's so much business to be had. When you think about it, you eat a meal, 4 hours later, you're ready to eat another meal. Where are you going to find that kind of repeat business? And not only that, but it's a fast-paced, urgent business. If you order a piece of furniture, you'll wait 6 months for it to be custom built for you. You order books at Amazon, you're good with 2 or 3 days. You sit down in a restaurant and you order a meal, and if it's not there in 10 minutes, you're getting upset. So if you really want to see what motivation is all about, go to work in a restaurant as a waitstaff person during a busy lunch hour, busy dinner hour, and you'll find that you won't need to be motivated. You more or less have to keep up with everything. So motivate yourself by being passionate about what you do. Love what you do, and just say that over and over again. I love what I do. I love what I do, and I do love what I do. I always have, and I find that motivational programs are good for some people, but if you really have the passion, you really don't need it. Now, as I mentioned before, I encourage you to look over the lesson, read the whole entire thing, look at the comments from other salespeople who have gone through the course, and we'll be back again tomorrow with another lesson from another city. So make it a great day and go sell something.